Hello there, it is day 22 of my coaching Christmas calendar, and today is all about decision making. So we all have to make decisions from time to time, and some of us love it and some of us don't. I don't actually mind making decisions, but that doesn't necessarily mean that I always make good decisions. Anyway, I've got a couple of suggestions to help those of you that struggle with making decisions. So the first one is looking at what decisions do you struggle with? Are they the big decisions, you know, the moving house, changing job, or are they little decisions, or are they just related to a certain thing? Is there decisions just within work that you struggle with? Because the likelihood is that you'll be able to look on areas that you are good making decisions and be able to draw on some of those strengths and some of those ideas of how you actually make that decision there. Next thing is to not get caught up in that backstory of your decision. So most decisions will have a situation or event leading up to it, and there's likely to be emotions attached to it which make it trickier to make that decision a good, clean decision. So if you're thinking about changing jobs, rather than focus on all the things that might be not quite right in the job that you're currently in, start focusing on all the things that you do want in your new job. The next thing to do is think about your values. So I talked a little bit about this, I think, in day 20, about understanding what your values are. When we make a decision based on our values, it definitely feels right. So when you talk about that sort of gut instinct or that feeling it in here, I just knew it was right, we are probably tapping into our values on a subconscious level. And another thing is understanding our emotions. When we're stressed or anxious, that rational, that decision-making part of our brain, the prefrontal cortex, it just doesn't work very well. So if possible, and not always possible to make to be completely calm when you're making a decision, but try and get that thinking under control so that your emotions don't run away with you, to stop that decision, that rational thinking part of your brain from working so well. And then another thing that you can do is look at a decision that you've made really well in the past, and what was in place for you to have to make that decision, and then draw upon some of those ideas from there. So there's a couple of questions you can ask yourself if you're still struggling. So how much energy do you have for this decision? You mark that maybe out of 10. You can ask yourself, what's getting in the way of you making that decision? Is there one thing that's a real barrier? And then work on that. And what assumptions are you making? Are you going through that what if scenario with your decision? You could also ask yourself, what would you advise, a good friend or family member if they were in the same situation? And then finally, when you make this decision, is this decision going to lead you to more or less happiness? Anyway, good luck with your decision making, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.